It's finished Altrincham 5, Leamington 0. We're speaking to manager Phil Parkinson. Phil, I would imagine that's just what you wanted.
It was certainly the reaction we were looking for after a disappointing Tuesday. Hopefully it's put that ghost of Boston to bed now. Obviously we were at the end of a 5-0 drubbing a week or so ago, so we know exactly how it feels, and we'll be very happy with the result. But as I've been saying for weeks, it's a ruthless league, and if you're not at it and the other team are, that can happen.
I mean, 5-0 obviously sounds like a great attacking performance. It was very much that, wasn't it?
Yeah, I thought it was an extremely controlled performance. I thought it was extremely calculated and extremely cutthroat. So the lads executed everything we asked them to do. But the biggest word I'd use today is consistency. We were really consistent today. And that fed through the whole team, the reliability in possession, the dominance out of possession to win it back. It was a really good all-round performance against a very good team.
I mean, there's a good balance at the end of seeing the game out, which we did well, but still sort of trying to make our supremacy count with those 2 late goals.
Yeah, well, I think what everybody's seen today is what we're all about, control of the game. People keep commenting on they've got us sus now and all you've got to do is press high. Well, they pressed high today and we played through, but unfortunately we've not been as consistent in our playing through as we have been today. And that's 3 wins on the bounce at home, so again we're looking at our home form by York City. It's been fairly decent. Now you get that win, it sort of puts a different slant on it, but our away form's got to pick up, and it will.
And I mean, when you look at the goals, there are examples of our ability to keep possession and build patiently, but there's also an example of moving the ball quite quickly and purposefully for that first goal, the through ball for Andy White, who sort of crossed it.
Yeah, well, I've been harping on about the opposition that we've been playing since the start of the season, so 9 games in. We're exactly the same point as what we were last season, but everyone will feel that we're in a worse position. We're not. It's just the fact that everyone expects a lot more this season, and rightly so after the way the lads played last year. But we've 9 points in 9 games. We played Bradford Park Avenue last year, and that was a bit of a turning point for us. I felt the same frustrations that I did that game away from home, but I felt the performance today was absolutely miles apart from how we performed at Bradford at this point last year. So hopefully that can spur us on going into the Kidderminster game.
I mean, looking at the goals, everybody will have their own idea of their favourite one. Is it possible is there one that stands out in your mind?
I don't have favourites, John.
Maybe most impressive, put it that way.
Yeah, I just think all the goals were good in their own merit, but I couldn't think of one that was really stand out. But Josh Hancock's, where JJ's picked him out and he's peeled off superbly to bury it, was one that stood out for me. But all of them were really good goals. The build-up for me was the most satisfying thing, the way we looked so calm and composed, and that's us at our best. And when we're like that and we're very clinical, we're very difficult to stop.
And funnily enough, that Josh Hancock header that you're referring to came just at the end of Leamington's only real spell of pressure, and it was just perfectly timed, wasn't it, just for half time?
Yeah, and that's how it feels like it's been going against us recently, hasn't it, where we have sustained bits of pressure and then the odd goal goes in. But apart from the Boston game, I think we have been fairly consistent, but we've not been at that level that we showed today in terms of the quality throughout the game. So it's full credit to the lads. You've got James Jones, you've got obviously Toby, Tomo, and obviously the fullbacks. We're delighted they're able to keep that clean sheet today. It's been coming, so I'm really pleased for them, more so than actually scoring 5 goals.
You think of Josh's header and his goal near the end. Now, there's a question of whether it's an own goal or not from Ash Hemmings' free kick, or whether Josh seems to be claiming it. I mean, is he on a hat-trick today, or was it an own goal, do you think?
I'm going to have to look at it back, John. I mean, he's going to shoot me down if I say it's an own goal and he scored. But listen, I'm just absolutely delighted with the performance. I'm delighted for the fans who've stuck by us and been really patient and not jumped on the bandwagon of taking the easy option to stick the knife in when it's not going our way. I'm really pleased that we're able to give that return to those really loyal supporters today.
And over 1,000 of them, which there weren't that many from Leamington, so that's a good turnout, isn't it?
The crowds have been great, but I like to think we've given value for money at home. I know away we've been a little bit disappointing, but at home we've scored lots of goals. We've looked tighter at the back. It's not been a great start, but hopefully this can be a catalyst for us to kick on now.
Josh got man of the match, and I don't think anyone would argue particularly with that. He had a great game, couple of goals, maybe a third. We'll have to wait and see. But there were several candidates, weren't there? I mean, Ash Hemmings exudes quality, doesn't he?
Yeah, I mean, at times Ash was running the game on his own, and that's exactly why I brought him here, to give us that quality and that calmness. I mean, the ball he played through for Josh, he should have finished that where he's gone top corner and the keeper saved it. Only Ash, I think, really passes it there. So yeah, I thought Ash was outstanding, but when you score goals and you play well, you're likely to get that man of the match, aren't you?
Yeah. And just I suppose the only downside was a couple of injuries, and Yusuf, who were all very concerned when whenever a player pulls up like that, it's obviously a hamstring. Do you know yet how bad that is?
I think it'll be 2 weeks. The way he went down, you could tell it was at least a grade 2. It didn't look a minor pull, but he's never done anything like that before. He's a really fit lad, so he's got a great chance of being back straight after 2 weeks.
Right. Well, that's a bonus, isn't it? Because you think months rather than weeks with that sort of thing.
It's huge. It's huge. If it was a grade 3, we'd be having a different conversation. But I think, by the sound of it and what Tommy and Ryan are saying, it's probably going to be a grade 2, and you're looking at 2 to 3 weeks for a lad who's fit as Yusuf.
And while it was clear what Yusuf had done, we weren't too sure about Conor Hampson. What exactly was his problem?
Again, tight hamstring, and we've had a gruelling schedule, haven't you? Look at the amount of games we've had in short periods of time. It was always likely to happen. And again, whenever I don't put Sean Densmore on the bench, one of the full-backs seems to get a knock. But that's why Simon's there. Simon's equally as good at centre mid as he is at full-back, so gives us them options. And they all were warned today under no uncertain terms that the places were up for grabs. It didn't matter who they were. If we didn't get a performance today and a result, I would have made wholesale changes going into the next game.
Well, you got the result and you got the performance, so I guess the key now, Phil, is it's just build some momentum and keep it going, eh?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's just nice to be able to send everybody home with a smile on their face who paid the hard-earned money to come and support us again.
Good stuff. Thanks very much, Phil. Those are the thoughts of Phil Parkinson after what's been a fantastic afternoon for everybody connected with Altrincham. It's finished Altrincham 5, Leamington 0.